My name is Hope. Please like and subscribe. That winter when I was in 5th grade, the world turned all white with snow. Our classroom was cozy, but one day, the principal brought in a new girl named Maya. She seemed shy and wore old clothes. Our teacher, Ms. Albert, asked us to welcome her, but most of us stayed quiet. Maya sat next to me, smiled, but I moved away. My best friends were Kendra and Sophie. We whispered secrets and giggled together. Maya tried to join us once with her toys, but we said no. As days passed, we whispered and laughed about Maya's old clothes and strange toys. We didn't want to play with her. As spring arrived, Maya wore a pretty dress, but it looked like someone else's. We called her Never Knew and laughed again. One day, she jumped rope alone, not looking at us. This time, she didn't ask us if we wanted to play with her. She jumped and jumped and jumped until we went back inside. Then one day, Maya didn't come to school. In class that morning, we talked about kindness. Ms. Albert placed a big bowl on her dad and filled it with water. We all gathered around and watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves spread out from the stone.
This is what kindness is like. Every little act we do sends ripples into the world.
Then, Miss Albert let each of us drop a stone in while sharing our kind deeds. Joseph had helped his grandmother Kendra change her baby brother's diaper, and even Andrew the bully had done something nice by carrying the teacher's books upstairs. I stood there, holding Ms. Albert's rock, but I couldn't think of anything to share. I passed the stone on. Maya didn't come to school the next day, or the day after that. Every morning, I walked to school slowly, hoping today would be the day. Maya returned and smiled at me. I promised myself this would be the day I smiled back. Each kindness Mrs. Albert had said makes the whole world a little bit better. But Maya never came back to school. Ms. Albert told us she had to move away. I walked home alone, thinking of the smiles I never shared, the kindness I never gave. I threw stones into the pond, watching the ripples. It was like the chances of being kind to Maya were gone forever. That day, as I walked home alone from school, I noticed a boy standing on the corner, looking lost and confused.
Hey, are you okay?
I think I'm lost. I can't find my way home.
I thought about what Miss Albert had taught us about kindness, so I decided to help.
You know what? You can come with me to my house and we'll figure it out from there.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
He followed me, and as we walked, we started chatting.
I'm Hope, by the way.
I'm Jake. Nice to meet you. Hope.
He looked poor, and I thought my wealthy family would be thrilled to help someone in need. Well, not exactly. Jake and I entered the house while my parents were in the middle of. They stopped immediately when they saw us.
Hope, who is this? So remember when I said I wanted to start being kind? Well, I found this boy who seemed lost, and I thought we could help him find his way home.
Are you out of your mind? What if he's a serial killer or someone dangerous?
He's 12, Mom. And since you're overreacting, I'll take him to my room. Come on, Jake. Let's go.
I took his hand and led him upstairs to my bedroom. Mom was such a narcissist. Even though I was young, I could see right through her. Like this one time when I was 6, I was excited for Take You Child to Work Day. I thought Mom would show me off at her big office. But nope, she was too busy, shining like a star with her work friends. I tried to keep up with her, but she didn't even look at me. It was like I was invisible. Then at lunch, while I was alone, munching on a cheese sandwich, I overheard her. Her boss said she was great at her job, and she told him kids would just get in my way. Ouch, that stung. I was sitting right there, and she acted like I didn't exist. It hit me hard to Mom. Her job was everything. And me, I just didn't fit into her perfect picture, and from that day on, I didn't look at her the same way. If she wasn't gonna my mom, I wasn't gonna treat her like one. But in my bedroom, Jake had a point.
Not to be rude, but aren't you being a bit mean to your mom even though you're trying to be kinder?
Well, zip it or I'll beat you in the next game. Now pass me the PlayStation controller. Game on.
Just like that, Jake and I hit it off. He was new in town and didn't have much. That's why he was lost that day. Mom didn't like us hanging out, but I didn't let that bother me. Life was more fun with Jake, and I felt like I was really becoming nicer. A few weeks later, I asked Dad if Jake could join my private school. Dad always called me his little prince and would do anything for me. So he said yes. Well, my best friends Kendra and Sophie hadn't changed one bit. They were still pretty mean. I kept Jake a secret from them for the last few months. Jake and I agreed to act like strangers at school until I figured things out and felt brave enough to be his friend openly. The day Jake started at school, Kendra and Sophie surprised me.
Look at that hottie over there. He looks poor, but God, I'd pay him to be my boyfriend.
Yeah, let's pay him together. We can share him.
So when Maya joined us last year, we didn't want to hang out with her because she didn't have much money. But now you're all excited about a guy just because he's good looking.
Oh my God, why are you so obsessed with this Maya girl? Listen, Sophie, let's hire some private investigator to find this Maya for our friend, and she can just shut up about it.
You're hilarious, but seriously, just leave Jake out of your games.
Wait, how do you know his name?
I overheard a teacher say it, but really, just leave him be.
You know, Hope, since you're so insistent now, I really want to talk to him. Let's go! Sophie!
Great! Just what I needed. They went to him and said,
Hey there, Jake, you're new here, right?
Yeah, we thought you looked into. Interesting. Want to hang out with us?
Jake seemed to be taken aback, but agreed to chat with them. For the next few days, Kendra and Sophie became interested in Jake. They wanted him to be their friend, but they had a different plan in mind. They offered him money to run errands and do things for them. I tried to warn Jake that he was worth more than being used like that, but he didn't listen. He said,
If you want me to stop helping them, you'll have to tell them that we're friends.
I didn't know what to say to that. I wasn't ready to ruin my image by having a poor friend, especially because Kendra and Sophie wouldn't stop laughing at me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
With those words, Jake distanced himself from me, and grew closer to Kendra and Sophie. They started giving him more money, and he became somewhat distant. I missed my friend. Then one day, I saw Jake holding their coats and acting like a servant. I'd had enough. I approached him and dragged him aside.
Why are you acting like this? Don't you have any dignity? You want money? Fine, I'll give you money. Just stop hanging out with them.
Well, I don't mind helping the prettiest and most popular girls in school. Everyone now respects me and thinks I'm cool. And also, I don't know why, but you act like you're better than them.
Well, I am.
You'd rather see them treating me like this than standing up for your friend, because you're too ashamed to have someone like me as a friend. How does that make you better than them? At least they're nice to their parents, while you're rude to your mom and take advantage of your sweet dad. You never show him any love.
Tears welled up in my eyes, but I couldn't speak, so I just stormed off. To make things worse that night, my mom came to my room and said,
Hey Hope, I wanted to let you know that I've decided to divorce your dad. I've packed my things and I'm leaving in the morning. I came to ask if you wanted to come and live with me, although I already know what you'll say.
Yeah, since you already know, please leave and close the door behind you.
Mom left, and I buried my head in the pillow, letting out a frustrated scream. But I refused to let my tears fall. I took a deep breath and decided I was gonna take matters into my own hands tomorrow. I was gonna teach all these jerks a lesson. The moment I saw Jake the next morning, I said,
I'm gonna ask my dad to stop paying for your school if you don't stop hanging out with Kendra and Sophie. How about that?
Yeah, cool. I'll ask Kendra and Sophie to help. They please go away. I have some things to do.
Yeah, like licking Kendra's shoes, for example.
Suddenly, Jake looked at me with angry eyes and a stern expression. He held my shoulders and pushed me back slightly.
Listen, Hope, you need to understand that you're acting like a bully, even if you don't see it. Threatening your friend to do things that only benefit you is selfish and wrong. I appreciate everything you've done for me, but for now, please don't talk to me. Whenever you see me, just look the other way. I hope you have a good life, Hope.
With that, he walked away. I stood there in shock, then rushed to the bathroom to let out my feelings. When I found Kendra and Sophie laughing and chatting. In a moment of frustration, I said,
Listen, you two. You need to stop treating Jake like he's here to do your commands.
Whoa! Calm down, girl. We don't treat him like that at all. He's just a nice guy who offers to help.
But you pay him!
Yeah, so what if you have a friend who has less money than you and could use some help? Why not?
Oh, come on. We all know you're not exactly the nicest people.
Yeah, we're not denying that. But at least we're not ashamed to be seen with a less fortunate friend in public. Unlike you.
How did you even know that Jake was my friend?
Well, it's pretty obvious that you care about Jake. We even think you have a crush on him.
Yeah, just be nice to the person you like. I know it can be hard for you, but look at us. We can do it.
If being nice to a friend means treating them like a servant, then I'll pass on that kind of advice from people like you.
With that, I left the bathroom. Weeks passed, and I stopped talking to Jake, Kendra, Sophie, and my mom. Although Mom hadn't stopped messaging me and inviting me to her house, I ignored her. One day, I woke up super sick and couldn't go to school. No one asked about me or missed me. I felt very sad and vulnerable. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to talk to someone. And I knew exactly who that someone would be. I went to Miss Albert's house. She looked surprised to see me. I told her everything.
I don't get it. I wanted to be kind. I helped a person in need. But they chose to be with someone mean. And when I tried to warn them, they told me to buzz off. And now the mean people are the ones who are giving me advice to be a kind person. How exactly did that happen?
Honey, you helped a person in need, and it's a good thing. But you want to help them on your own terms only, and this isn't how kindness works. Sometimes you have to go out of your way to help others.
True. It basically implied that I was ashamed of Jake, and now he chose to be with some mean girls.
Remember that there's goodness in everyone, even if you think they aren't nice. We're human beings. We have goodness and evilness, and the best of us are the ones who can control their evilness when it's most called for.
I hugged Ms. Albert tightly and left. The next morning, I entered the classroom and excused my teacher to say something.
I just want to say I'm sorry to Jake. He's a good guy, and I'm honored to be his friend.
The whole class fell silent, surprised by my confession. Jake smiled warmly at me, and I could see the relief in his eyes.
Your mom's been texting me and asking me about you. She doesn't know we weren't talking, obviously. Want to go to her place after school? I'd love to go with you.
All right, let's clear this up. This whole Goldilocks and the 3 bears story. Total nonsense. Bears, please. If I'd seen one, I'd have bolted. Want to know what really happened? Well, it involves uncovering the biggest secret of my life. And yes, meeting a ridiculously handsome prince. Hey, why should Cinderella and Rapunzel get a prince in their stories and not me? I'm Goldilocks and I'm from Belgium. I grew up in a tiny cabin in the woods, surrounded by endless trees and animals. That, spoiler alert, don't burst into songs like in the movies. It was just me, Mom and Dad. Dad was a carpenter who made furniture out of fallen trees, and Mom sold crafts at fairs. Our version of Amazon Prime. We lived simply growing our own food, reading by candlelight, and with no electricity or Wi-Fi. I had no clue what I was missing out on. I was always super curious by nature, and Mom always warned me that it would get me into trouble, but I never listened.
Goldilocks, what are you doing? The door says do not enter. Remember? Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, but don't cats have 9 lives? I'm just trying to live my best one.
What happened when I told you not to touch the beehive?
But we get honey from there. How cool is that?
Not when your face swelled up like a balloon. Some things are better left alone. You should play it safe like your dad and me. We work hard and life isn't always easy, but at least it's real. And by being real, you'll always fit in.
But changed when I started high school in a small town outside the forest. After being homeschooled, I knew things would be different. I had an epic meltdown before I left.
Please just button up your shirt. You don't want to be late on your first day.
But it's too tight.
Then wear the blues?
It itches. I know, my t-shirt is just right. Oh no, but it won't match my shoes.
High school was a whole new world. No more dodging tree branches or picking berries. Suddenly, I was navigating crowded hallways and trying to crack the code of cafeteria cliques. No matter how hard I tried, I just didn't fit in. Also, it took me so long commuting back and forth from school, and it was super tiring. So when I spotted a neon flyer at school advertising available spots in new on-campus housing, I saw my chance to make some real friends. Sure, there would be chaperones around, but I'd also finally have a little space for Mom and Dad.
Be yourself. And please trust that your new roommates will see how brilliant you are. And maybe this time, try not to do the whole which seat is the most perfect analysis out loud.
Noted.
I was bouncing with excitement to meet my new roommates, praying they'd like me. Turns out I had nothing to worry about. The door opened to the most handsome guy I'd ever seen, with blonde waves and sparkling blue eyes.
Hi, I'm Rupert. Let me get those bags for you.
He casually lifted my heavy suitcase with one muscly arm like it was nothing. Winnie was like a walking fashion magazine with highlighted curls cascading down her back.
Ooh, what fun! Somebody needs a makeover. You can borrow my clothes anytime, and you should.
Teddy was this cute tech hippie who was always meditating in designer clothes.
Your aura is amazing. Now, tell me everything about yourself.
Finally, someone who wanted to know about me. We all clicked instantly. Even when I started my usual Goldilocks seating analysis, they didn't flinch.
Okay, so sitting on this end of the sofa would give me a chill because it's by the door. And the other end is no good because you can't see the TV. But the middle, it's just perfect. Halfway to the kitchen and the exit.
Wow! I've never thought about it that way.
So cute! You should liven my pocket.
Please tell me more about your seating philosophy.
At first, they seemed like an absolute dream. Winnie and I would spend hours laughing as she styled me.
You're practically my twin. You must come to New York and meet my family. They'll probably want to adopt you.
Rupert always offered to help put up shelves and fix stuff, and always wore a tool belt.
Sometimes it's hard being this beautiful. I've heard it can stall your career.
Teddy always complimented me and had my favorite frothy coffee in hand.
Here's a little thank you. Now that you're here, the room's brighter and the energy levels have skyrocketed.
I felt most at ease with Teddy. I couldn't help wonder if he liked me, and a part of me hoped he'd ask me out. But just as I was settling in, things got weird. I started wondering where Winnie got all her clothes. She rocked the latest trends daily without repeating outfits, and kept giving me tons of clothes too. Seriously, how could she afford that on a high school budget?
Oh, my mom has a boutique in San Fran. I thought you were from New York.
I noticed Winnie blushing.
Oh yeah, they moved because of bed bugs.
Then one time when I asked Teddy to fix the Wi-Fi, I caught him frantically searching YouTube for a tutorial.
I was just double-checking old electrics. Better safe than sorry.
The building was brand new, and wasn't he a tech guy? But the real head-scratcher came when I found Rupert coming out of a room I'd never noticed before. He was locking it up when I caught him.
No, it's just my personal gym. I'm a bit funny about people using my equipment, so please respect that and don't go in.
Here's the thing. He was never sweaty. Afterward, my curiosity got the better of me. And one day when everyone was out, I stood in front of the mysterious door. Rupert must have forgotten to lock it. Mom's warning about curiosity killing the cat echoed in my head, but I couldn't resist. Just as I reached for the doorknob, I felt a presence behind me. I spun around to find Winnie.
You will love this top. Let's try it on.
I saw her impeccable timing as a sign to stay away. I soon had no time to think about the door as Teddy roped me into organizing his costume party. He kept piling on tasks: food, entertainment, costumes, and I didn't have the heart to tell him I was struggling. I spent most of my time fixing my mistakes to make sure his party was perfect. Finally, on the day of the party, as my roommates were getting dressed up, I was sitting out snacks when something shiny caught my eye. The key to Rupert's room. I grabbed it and rushed to the mysterious room. I put the key in and the door opened. Inside was a dimly lit room with monitors showing live feeds from the communal areas. The lounge, kitchen, hallway, even outside Rupert's so-called gym. Has Rupert been spying on all of us? Why? Then I noticed a desk cluttered with files, each labeled with their names. I flipped open Winnie's. Her real name was Lisa, and she was an actress from San Francisco. The scripts, planned scenarios, and highlighted drama moments told me everything. I wasn't just living with strange roommates. I was the star of a reality television show. My heart raced as the truth hit me. The friendships, the laughs, the attention, it was all a setup. No wonder Winnie had endless clothes. Rupert posed with tools, and Teddy paid me attention because of the cameras. Just as I was about to leave, I turned and saw 3 bears. I grabbed something to defend myself when I heard a familiar voice.
Looks like the cat's out of the bag.
I'm sorry for giving you all those tasks to organize my party, but I wanted to distract you from finding out about the reality show.
I bolted, not wanting to be around them.
No, wait, Goldilocks. Let me explain more.
I ran out the door, and to my surprise, they followed me. I stopped and turned to them angrily.
Go away. You used me.
Winnie stepped forward and put her paw softly on my arm.
Listen, if you sign this contract agreeing to be in the show, you'll make tons of money. Just think about it. You could give your parents everything they've ever wanted. You've told us how much they struggle. They'd never have to work another day in their lives.
Please, Goldie, don't take this away from us. From me, modeling is my dream.
But it was Teddy's silence that struck me the hardest. He couldn't even look me in the eye. My dad's hands have calluses from years of carpentry, and Mom puts in long hours for almost nothing. But if signing only changes things for me and leaves their quiet life in the woods untouched, then I think I can go through with it.
I promise nothing else will change. I know I was supposed to act like your friend, but I really do feel like we are besties. Really? Really. Also, you'll be the most popular girl at school, because everyone loves a celebrity. It's what you've always wanted, to fit in somewhere. I mean, I guess so then.
Wait.
No, Teddy, don't.
Once this thing airs, everything will change for you. The paparazzi will be camping outside your parents' house hoping to catch you on a visit.
Oh no! The trees, the woodland, it'll all get disturbed. Come on, who really cares about nature? Goldie and her parents would have better lives. They could even add a pool in the backyard. Aren't you curious about how much their lives could change? Just sign the contract.
I thought about telling Mom and Dad they could finally live in luxury, but would they really want that? Would I?
No, because the Woods don't deserve it. And I won't be the girl who traded everything real for fake friends and a pool I never wanted. I'd rather be alone and live in the forest.
I ran off. Behind me, I heard the roars and cries as Winnie and Rupert realized their television reality dreams were over. I had reached the forest when I heard someone behind me. It was Teddy, now out of the bear costume, who'd followed me all the way here.
Just hear me out, then I'll go. I'm sorry, Goldie. Hurting you was never my intention. The producers of the show wanted to bring something different to the cast. Not an actress or model, but a person living a simple life. It was decided it would be kept a secret from you because you might not have agreed to be on the show otherwise. I know it's wrong, and you shouldn't have been made a part of this without your consent. I only agreed to do this show because my dad thought I needed to experience life without butlers and chefs. But I never expected to meet someone like you. Your background makes you so special. I got so nervous around you I couldn't think, like when you asked me to fix the Wi-Fi.
Turns out Teddy's dad is the freaking king of Norway. Anyway, a family out on a picnic had caught me on camera talking earlier to Winnie, Rupert, and Teddy in their Teddy costumes. The footage soon went viral, and the internet was buzzing about the girl who befriended 3 bears who had escaped from the forest. Prince Theodore. Yes, Teddy reached out after it all came out, and before I knew it, we were dating. Our family soon met, bonding over my mom's homegrown meals, hikes, and a few glitzy parties. But the best part, the king renewed his love for nature and promised to protect my parents' land. So when you hear the tale of me and 3 bears, just remember, sometimes a little curiosity leads to discovering that high school friends can be as ferocious as grizzly. I was in 4th grade when the teacher asked me to present my poem in front of the class. I was doing so well when suddenly the whole room started to stink. Goodness, that fart could ruin lives. Someone from the back jokingly said,
Ha 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 ha! I bet it's Tina.
What? No, it's not me.
Look at her face, of course it's her.
I kept protesting, but no one believed me. The teacher told me to leave the class and sent me to the bathroom. When I looked in the mirror, it suddenly hit me why everyone thought it was me. Hi, my name is Tina, and I have something called idiopathic craniofacial erythema, where simply put, I blush a lot. It might sound cute, but I turn crazy red whenever I feel anything. Whether I'm embarrassed, guilty, stressed, angry. Just name an emotion, and I'm a tomato. Please like and subscribe before I tell you how this condition changed my life forever. It was never easy to have everyone know what I was feeling, but it got even worse when Dad started working as a janitor at a posh private high school, and I got enrolled for free. But Dad, I don't think I'll fit in. They're all probably billionaires, and they'll just turn up their noses at me when they find out you work there.
I don't want you to tell anyone that I'm your dad, okay? I don't want anything to be harder for you. And you're just as smart and deserving as any kid out there. So don't let anyone make you feel otherwise.
But as expected, school was a nightmare. On my first day, the school queen, Diane, and her gang immediately noticed me. Their eyes were scanning me up and down, and it was really freaking me out.
You're pretty, but do you own a private island?
Oh, is that a requirement here?
Not really, but everyone here is rich. So I'm just checking which richness level you belong to.
I felt so annoyed. I turned as red as her lipstick, but they thought I was just embarrassed.
Aw, you're blushing. Don't worry, I'm the only one who has a private island. But at least tell me you have a private jet.
One of her minions butted in.
I don't think she does, Diane. Look at that cheap secondhand bag from Walmart.
Diane looked horrified. Yes, of course, I do. Who doesn't have a jet these days? I came in the limo because the jet has gone for maintenance. Just then, I saw my dad mopping the floor nearby. And even though he was poker-faced, I'm pretty sure he'd heard me.
Boring. But since you're pretty, you can join our gorgeous gang. We'll make your school experience beautiful like me.
Suddenly, someone whispered.
Good luck.
I turned around and instantly started blushing. Oh my, he was the cutest guy I'd ever seen.
Hi, I'm Brian.
He greeted me and I could feel my face turning red.
Ew! Why are you so red? You look like a stupid tomato.
Forget about the gorgeous gang. I don't want a freak with us. She's probably simping hard on Brian.
Well, Brian is only available for me, right, babe?
Come on, Diane. How many times do I have to tell you that we're not together?
Yeah, I hear you, babe.
I was so relieved to hear that Brian didn't like Diane, but I was sure it was becoming way too obvious to him that I was crushing hard. So I excused myself and ran away. I knew I'd have to avoid him, but that wasn't easy when we had all our classes together. During chemistry, he sat down next to me. Just then, the teacher started demonstrating sugar dehydration and asked us why sugars turned into black toothpaste after sulfuric acid is added. Everyone looked at her like she'd spoken Chinese. But I knew the answer. Because the sulfuric acid removes water from the sugar, releasing heat, steam, and sulfur oxide fumes. It also smells like caramel. Everyone looked uber impressed. Just then, Brian scooted closer to me and whispered,
I didn't know your brain is as pretty as your face.
Immediately, I turned horribly red.
What's wrong with you? Is that thing infectious?
I could see the girls snickering. What a total jerk. My blushing disease wasn't the only thing that was ruining things at school. It wasn't long before Diane realized I'd never worn anything that screamed $1 million. One day in the canteen, she suddenly came up to me and knocked my lunch tray off the table.
I've been watching you go to school every day and you're just walking.
I instantly turned red, totally furious. Before I could attack her, Dad was suddenly by my side.
That's an awful thing to do to a new student, Miss.
Diane looked like she was about to explode.
Excuse you. Who are you, her dad? Just do your job, you stupid janitor. And that's to clean up our mess. Here's some more for you.
And with that, Diane suddenly kicked the cart and spilled all the chemicals and trash onto the floor.
Do your work properly, or I'll tell my parents they can easily get you kicked out of here.
That's not how you should treat janitors, Diane. They work really hard to make sure the school is nice and clean for us. In fact, you shouldn't be allowed to speak like this to anyone.
Avenue. So am I supposed to cry and hug him for giving me his lame opinion?
No, but you're supposed to treat hardworking people with respect. Imagine how you'd feel if someone treated you that way.
And why do I need to imagine that? I'm pretty rich. I'm never going to be a janitor. I'm going to be sitting in a nice big office one day, running Daddy's business.
The principal, Miss Sheldon, suddenly arrived and asked what was going on. Diane immediately transformed into an angel.
Oh, nothing. The janitor just spilled his stuff and I was helping him.
She's lying. She kicked his things on purpose and was being horrible to him. I was sure Miss Sheldon was going to tell her off, but she just looked uncomfortable and told everyone to go to their classes. I was so angry that she didn't stand up for Dad just because Diane's rich parents gave a lot of donations to the school. That night, Dad surprised me with a beautiful birthday cake.
Yeah, happy birthday, sweetheart.
I'd completely forgotten I was turning 17 today. Thank you, Dad. I'm really sorry about how horrible Diane was to you. I wish I could just punch her in the face. Even the principal didn't do anything.
I'm sure she didn't have a choice, honey. She can't afford to make someone like Diane's parents angry.
But that's so unfair.
Well, I'm sure when you're rich one day, you'll treat people around you much better. Now don't worry about it anymore and open your gifts.
I was shocked to see some branded bags, shoes, and clothes. How did you afford these?
I had some money saved up. This will hopefully get those girls off your back for a while.
I hugged him and promised myself that someday I was going to spoil him and make him proud. But a few months later, my world turned upside down when he suffered from a heart attack and fell into a coma. I didn't know what to do, and how was I going to pay the hospital bills? When I told the principal, I broke down into tears, and she comforted me.
You don't have to worry about anything, Tina. I'll talk to the school board and we'll still keep you in school free of charge.
That's really kind of you, but I have another favor to ask. Please hire me in Dad's place. I really need a salary.
Tina, I'm not sure you want to work here. Maybe I could lend you some money.
Thank you, Miss Sheldon, but I'd rather work for it. Please? She was hesitant, but eventually agreed to hire me, and she was generous enough to double Dad's salary. When Diane saw me in my uniform for the first time, she cackled with delight.
I knew it. You're the janitor's daughter. It's a shame to have a poor freak like you here in my school.
The only thing that's a shame is that there are people like you in the world. Now please get out of my way. In between classes, I'd mop the floor and clean everyone's trash. And whenever I did, Diane would be there to mock me. One time, she peeled a banana and threw the peel right at my face.
Oops, sorry. I mistook your face for a trash can.
One day, we were in the middle of an exam, and she excused herself to go to the bathroom. When she came back, she complained that the toilet was clogged and I needed to go fix it. But I'm still answering my exam.
You're the janitor here, right? Do your work now.
I was furious. When I checked it, she had purposely stuffed a lot of tissue paper in the toilet. And even worse, she'd written the worst possible things on the bathroom walls. The next time Diane complained about the clogged toilet, I finally spoke up. Ugh, how long should I suffer from your constipation, Diane? I'm dying from the smell. Diane turned red with anger when others laughed.
I didn't poop, dummy.
Then why is the toilet always clogged? It was now her turn to blush and walk out in embarrassment. One day, when I was in the janitor's closet, I was surprised to see a boy coming in with a paper bag on his head. But I knew exactly who he was. Brian, why are you wearing that?
Because you blush hard every time you see my handsome face.
Oh, wow. Not only was he a little jerk, but he was also really full of himself. He got rid of the paper bag and held my hand. Surprisingly, I felt nothing.
Listen, what you did with Diane a while ago was so cool. It was the first time someone stood up to her, and I'm impressed. Do you want to hang out sometime?
I was about to say no when suddenly he leaned in for a kiss. I was blushing now, but in panic. Before our lips touched, the closet was suddenly opened by a super jealous Diane.
You're gonna pay for hitting on my future boyfriend, Tina. You'll see.
One evening, when I was studying for a big test, the principal called me.
I'm really sorry, Tina, but the jocks and the cheerleaders had a big party at the gym, and we need the place clean for an assembly tomorrow morning. It shouldn't take too long.
But when I got to school, I realized to my horror that not just the gym, but the whole school was a total mess. There was trash everywhere and stuff written on the walls. All the toilets were also clogged with tissue paper. Of course, I knew the culprit. I had to finally teach Diane a lesson. I took pictures of all the mess. Then I went to her locker and opened it up using a hairpin. I grinned when I saw what was in there. There was still room for a few things, so I took out the tissue papers from all the toilets and stuffed them in her precious locker. Perfect. Then an idea came to mind. I sneaked into the laboratory and mixed up a few chemicals together. I put my formula on a sponge and wiped it across the wall. The ink came off instantly. I sat down to rest for a while and I just fell asleep there. The next morning, I woke up to everyone gathered around me, and Diane was screaming.
That freak ruined my locker. She did it.
The principal walked into the scene. It's true I did that, Miss Sheldon. But look at what she and her minions did to the school before I cleaned it all up. Miss Sheldon looked horrified to see the pictures on my phone. She turned angrily to Diane.
Diane, you have no respect for the people who work here or for the school property. If you think I will keep tolerating such behavior, you are very much mistaken.
Ms. Sheldon, you know who my parents are, right?
Yes, I do. And I will be calling them right now. I'm going to talk to the school board about having you expelled.
Everyone around us erupted into cheers as Miss Sheldon and a very furious Diane walked into her office. She had been bullying everyone way too long. Long story short, Diane was expelled, and even her minions were suspended. I was about to graduate high school in a few months, and I kept thinking about the formula that I tried in the school lab. I continued testing it at home, and after a few weeks, I felt I'd really perfected it. I set up a website and put up a small video of me cleaning the toughest stains with my invention, and to my surprise, it went viral. I had orders pouring in so fast, I was working day and night to meet the demand. 2 weeks later, an investor contacted me, and fast forward to a couple more months, I was earning millions. I transferred Dad to a better hospital, and just a month later, he finally woke up. I told him everything that happened.
I'm so proud of you, Tina.
I went off to college, but Dad and I continued my business together and moved into a mansion. We supply our invention to a lot of schools for free to make the jobs of janitors easier everywhere. Oh, and I also found out that my condition could be easily fixed by a small surgery, and I could certainly afford it now. Finally, I could keep some secrets.